Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I'd like to take you along on a test drive of our Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GT. Please take the time and look at the showroom video. I go into a lot of details about the condition of the car and its history, but what I'd like to do today is take you for a short test drive, show you that all the gauges are working correctly. The transmission, which is always key in an Alfa of this vintage, is actually working very well. Particularly second gear synchro is quite good. I will show you that we can go directly from third to second without double clutching. Third gear synchro is nice. Clutch is good, the rear axle is good, the suspension overall is quite nice. Brakes are working fine. It is a car, which I'll show in the video, it's not tuned properly. I think the Weber jetting is wrong. I think you could spend some time with an Alfa mechanic getting the jetting properly done. They're the correct carbs. They are the DCOE Webers, but they're not tuned properly. I would also recommend a valve adjustment. And when you do the valve adjustment, your mechanic would be able to tell you whether or not there are Veloce cams in the car, which I suspect they are, but I don't know. So let me start it up for you. Going across here, the first one, the oil pressure is working well. The car's fully warmed now, so we're showing good oil pressure. The fuel gauge is working properly. Tachometer's working. You can hear the fuel pump ticking. The fuel pump is currently up in the engine compartment. It should be relocated back to the tank where it's more effective. We're showing 89,000 miles. I believe that's correct, but we're selling it mileage unknown. Water temperature is correct. Typical Alfa, it runs pretty cool, and it's fully warm, so we are showing a little bit of oil temperature also. So that's all good. The wipers do work. It's an old radio, so the radio does not work. But let's go for a ride, and what you'll see, as I mentioned in the showroom, the car is a little blubbery at low speeds. That's where I think some Weber tuning would help it quite a bit. But when it gets above $4,000, it's definitely an Alfa Romeo. First gear synchro is fine. Second gear is great. It's actually quite strong. Easily revs up to 6. Happy Alfa. It's actually really fun to drive. The brakes are nice and solid. That was going into second without double clutching. Typical Alfa, the harder you drive it, the happier it is. Third gear's a little notchy, but it's very acceptable. And second gear, and all the other ones are great. There's third, fourth, and of course, fifth. So all the gears are working properly. Back into third. What a wonderful sound. The car is actually a 66. It is titled as a 67. So we have to sell it as a 67, but we all know the model and everything is a 66. The engine, according to the block number, is probably out of an earlier Duetto or possibly a regular Giulia. Strong oil pressure. We did a compression test. It was great. About 160 on all 4 cylinders. So I think it's a very healthy motor. So please ask us any questions you may have. And I hope we get a real Alfa enthusiast to get this great little car. Thanks for coming along.